Hey, welcome to Do It Yourself with Burgess. Today we are changing the sway bar links on a 2020 Kia Sorento right here. Both front sway bar links. We've got them right here. Order them from 1A Auto, and it's not too difficult of a change, so we'll get into it here and get this jacked up and get this tire off. All right, we've got it jacked up. Remember, always use your jack stand. If you don't use the jack stand and the jack fails, you're going to be in trouble. So this is a 21 millimeter to take these lug nuts off. If you are using a breaker bar or any other manual by hand way to take off these lugs, you'll want to break them loose before you jack it up. If you're using an impact like I am, you can jack it up first and they should zip right off for you. So we'll get these off and then start up. Alright, so our sway bar link's super easy to get to. It's right here. Customer brought this car to the dealership and they told her her sway bar links were loose and that was what was causing all her front end noise. I think they look okay, but we're gonna go ahead and change them out. We've ordered them. I don't know, super simple, right here in the front. Let me check and see what size it is for you. They are 17 millimeter. I'll get these on. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get our jack. I left it on the jack stand. We're going to put our jack right here under the suspension. We're going to jack it up until the pressure's off this bolt here. You'll see the spring's going to be compressing. Keep going up until that pressure releases. You can see it moving up right there. Oh, look, it comes right out of there. So we'll keep this pressure on here until we get this one completely off. We just got to take this bolt off and then we'll slide the new one on. Alright, I want to show you something quick. So on here, when you try to turn this nut, sometimes it'll make this whole piece spin. So they have this hex on the back that you can put a another wrench on to hold it tight while you turn this one. So let me show you what I did here. It's an 8 millimeter. It's what this end right here is, 8 millimeter. And then the nut is a 17. So I put my 8 millimeter on the end. First you have to put on the 17. I put the 8 millimeter on the end and let it wedge up against part of the suspension. And it was really, really tight. So I took another wrench and put it inside like this to extend my reach. I couldn't get an impact in there, and my breaker bar, there wasn't enough room between the bumper and the ground. So I improvised with this way. So that wrench, the small 8 millimeter, kept it from spinning while I was able to put force on here to get it to break loose. Now that it's broke loose, now I should be able to put my ratchet on there. I couldn't get it with the ratchet, it was just really, really tight. So now I can put the ratchet on there and hopefully it stops spinning. If it keeps spinning, I'll have to do it with the wrench, with the two wrenches still. But I just wanted to show you that, how it can spin. It didn't do it on this one. This one came right off, but probably because I used the impact. But I could have used it here too, with the 8 millimeter on the end and the 17 on there, because it can spin. So now that I got it loose, I'll work it off and take it out. Alright, we got both nuts off. Now that we've got it jacked up perfectly, it comes right out. And take these nuts off of our new one and slide that one in the same way. This one came from this way and the bottom one went in that direction. Alright, got the nuts off. Through the top, this one should slide right in the bottom. Might have to move it just a little bit. It's hard to do with one hand. And got it. Now these are lock nuts. So if you had to put any heat, I keep my torch here. If you did have to heat up the nuts to get them off, you don't want to use them same one. You don't want to use the same ones anyway. Just use the ones that it comes with. make sure that they stay tight and they don't come loose. So we'll get those on top and bottom. Should still be a 17. Let me check real quick. Nope, these are different. These might be an 18 or 19. The new ones have a different size, but yeah, the original ones that came on there were 17. Yep, the new ones are 19 millimeter. Yours might be a different size. It just depends on the manufacturer you get it from. If you get the OEM ones, they're gonna probably be the same 17s. But so pretty simple. We'll zip these on, and then we'll be able to switch to the other side. Yeah, so I didn't see anything wrong with this sway bar link. They don't feel loose to me, but manufacturer said that's what the customer wanted, so I can tell her all I want that it's not these, but customer's always right? So once we've changed these, and well, maybe there's something wrong with the one on the other side, I don't know, we'll see, but we'll get over there and check it out. So far I don't see an issue with these. Normally these aren't bad unless they rust and break. Most of the ones I change are because they broke off, or sometimes these backs will rust out and break and it'll make it have a bunch of slop in there. But I don't see that issue with these. But like I said, we'll check the other side and see if the other side's bad. So now we can lower this jack back down. That'll lower the suspension. Now we'll jack the car back up, put the tire back on. One quick thing I forgot to add, I always throw a little anti-seize on the lugs, because if you get stuck on the side of the road or something, you don't want to be fighting trying to get your tire changed. It only takes a second to throw a little of this on there. A lot of times I even put some here too, just so the tire comes off easy. I don't have to kick it and fight it. Just keeps everything from seizing up together, but definitely on the lugs. And next time you got to change a tire on the side of the road, you'll be really glad that you did that. Alright, got this side's all buttoned up. I'm going to go ahead and start on the other side, but this side I checked it to see if there's anything different. It's exactly the same. I've done cars where you had a little bit different process, but this one's the same. So if you learn anything from this video, please subscribe. It would help me out tremendously, help me get these videos out. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, you can always drop something in the comments. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Hopefully I'll see you again, and thanks for visiting.